The following is just a quick example of how good quality data inside of Salesforce.com can help your sales team be more effective in market research and lead generation. The product is Enerlead. What we're doing is we're loading Texas Well Commission data, well licenses and wells drilled into Salesforce, making it easy for your sales team from the market planning and lead generation process. The first area that you see the impact on adding that extra data is when we go to the accounts object, we can come over here to the list views. And then what we're able to do is easily build list views for your salespeople to come in and find the accounts that they're looking for. So one question, how many times have you said, hey, give me the top producers by wells drilled in Texas? Because we're putting the well licenses in there, we're able to build that list here for you. Here's the top producers and a total of about 1,300 of them. We load that information for you. If you're just starting new with Salesforce, it's a brand new load. If you have Salesforce, we update and amend or add to your existing infrastructure. The other thing that we can do that becomes very powerful from a list view perspective is we can do market segmentation. So one of the geographic references that the Railroad Commission uses is districts. District 8 essentially is the up in that Midland area. So I can go from show me everybody, 1,300 different accounts, to show me the ones that are in District 8. And then we can take a look and say, well, how many wells in total in Texas have they drilled? How many in District 8 have they drilled? So you get an idea of how prevalent they are in a specific location. So here, almost 100% for this particular company. This segmentation is pretty much unlimited. You could assign accounts to sales guys, and sales guys could go in and say, show me my top guys in these specific areas. The other thing, EOG, the number one account out there, we'll just take a quick look at that. Standard Salesforce stuff. We've got our contacts. We've got our activities, things related to it. I can come in and I can take a look at my Texas well licenses or the well licenses associated to that particular account. And we have two key data sets there, or two key fields. One is approved. So I can come in here and I can take a look at, sorry, I'll come back and flip this here one more time. So, beauty of a live demo. So when I take a look at approved, I can see here, there's the last license that they had approved in an area. And I can go specifically in there, or I can see, go by spud date, and then I can take a look at, well, which are the ones that they drilled last. So here at the beginning of January, here's a couple wells that they've spud. When we click on this particular record, we've got some individual detail there. We've got the date that it was approved. We've got the date that the well was spud. We've got the field number. We've got the field name. We've got the lat and long, quickly can be copied, put into a map. We've got the county that it's in, the nearest town, and we've got some information about the contact who actually submitted the license information. So, good data set there to allow us to come in and build these list views, or go in and specifically drill down on a well license that your sales rep might want to call on specifically. The other area that we look at that becomes very powerful for us is in Salesforce, is we've got dashboards and reports. I can go to dashboards and grab some. I happen to have one that I favorited. And then I'll come down here and we can see Texas spud current month. So if I select that particular dashboard, I now can come into the dashboard and look at the total list. Here's the guys that have spud wells in the last 30 days. And then here it is by district. So if there was a specific district that I was interested in, say District 2, I can come in and I can specifically go in to that report. And when I go into that report, it's going to give me the detail of the account. So there's EOG resources. I can see the lease. So that's essentially a pad that they're drilling. I can see here that the approved date, and then they have spudded those wells late in December. So, and then I can specifically go through. I can now click through to that account, make my calls, talk to the customer. We can go down. We can see ConocoPhillips. Here's a five well spud that we're looking at, that we can look at specifically, so on and so forth, to give us the information. One thing I don't have listed here that could be very powerful is I could have, when was the last time you contacted this account? How much have you sold to them from an opportunity perspective? So we can start to relate the CRM data to the oil and gas data for us to specifically target, hey, I have a gap, I have a white space. So this particular account here, I can see that they've got a 4-well spud going on here. But at that particular point, I might identify that I haven't talked to them in a while, so I can click through the account, look at my contacts, make my call. The other area that becomes powerful in the newer version of Salesforce, the Lightning experience, is that we can specifically look at the home page, and we can put specific reports on the home page. So if I'm assigned accounts, I can say, and I want to track their drilling. So it could say, hey, these are my accounts. Here's District 2. I can specifically just come into the home page, look at all my information, when my next meetings are, what calls I've made, but also keep track of what's going on with the oil and gas companies that I'm looking at. And then this ties directly to a report. So if I wanted to go in and get more information about this specific account, all I'm doing is clicking through on the home page. And once I go through on the home page, it'll come into the report and give me all the details that I want specific to this account. So there's an example of how we can use Enerlead data inside of Salesforce.com to help us with market research and lead generation.